we're on F run around Fridays. It's Talk to Me Tuesdays. We gotta fix that, brothers.
Oh, okay. I can fix that. That ain't no big deal. That's all right.
Fuck around, effing around Fridays.
All right, guys. Another wonderful day. Let's listen to our intro.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome in. Pull up a seat. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Tuesdays and Fridays, 8 to 9. We keep it real. We keep it light. Nah, we not out here screaming at charts all day. Just three dudes talking real talk the right way. Purpose over noise, that's how we move. A little knowledge, a couple laughs, and the truth. We laugh at the chaos, we call out the games, but we still drop the info that actually stays. No fluff, no pressure, just good conversation. Building something solid for the next generation. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Come hang, come learn, come slow it down. Friendly vibes and real talk only. We laugh a little while we break it down. Tuesdays and Fridays, we locked in. Good energy, good info. Let's begin. Sometimes we go deep, sometimes we just chill. Talk life, talk lessons, talk what actually builds sovereignty mindset, but we keep it light. Abundance frequency without all the hype. We don't pretend we know it all. We just figure it out together, that's the call. If you laughing with us and learning too, then you're right where you're supposed to be, bro. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Come hang, come learn, come slow it down. Friendly vibes and real talk only. We laugh a little while we break it down. Tuesdays and Fridays, we locked in. Good energy, good info. Let's begin.
Well, and then, some reason when we do that, it's always hard to get y'all back up there.
Hey.
So we'll just, I think this is the, yeah, there we go. There's our layout. No, we want it like that. All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, guys.
What's up, fellas?
Well, welcome to another wonderful Crypto Bro Show. We've got an amazing guest here. I want to say hi to my panel members first. XRP Dad, Crypto God. And without further ado, Digital Asset Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Digital Asset Guy.
Thanks for having me. Nothing I'd rather do than talk crypto with some good crypto bros, friends of mine. You'll just have to excuse me, though. My voice is a little on the fritz from doing like 57 street interviews in Miami this weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah, everybody like that.
Yeah, I saw some of those. They look pretty fun.
Your content is steadily getting better, and it was good, but dude, it is steadily getting better and better and better. Honestly, it looks like you're getting more in a groove, I guess.
Yeah, definitely learning, what people like, what they don't like, what they want to see more of. And we've got some crazy interviews down in Miami where the people, they're tough down there. They're desensitized. And they're used to being on camera. They either really want to be on camera or they don't. And we've got some interesting rejections. We've got some interesting insults. It's all good. It's coming.
Until we get before we get too deep into the content and stuff. For the audience that don't maybe know exactly who you are, which is crazy because you're everywhere, but let's say they don't know who you are. Can you give a little short breakdown so that they are acquainted?
Absolutely. And I've got sunglasses on because it is so sunny where I'm at in Florida. And I got real sensitive eyes because I had laser surgery not too long ago. But that's kind of why I got these on. I've never been in a place that had so much natural light. But anyway, that's how I got these on. But I'm the Digital Asset Guy. Look like this. I started out as a jazz musician and a music teacher. I was in real estate for 13 years. I stumbled into crypto in college in about 2016-ish, mining Ethereum in my dorm room and selling it to buy beer and a bunch of silly stuff. And one day I said, oh, the price moves on this stuff. And my friend's like, yeah, that's the point. And things got real serious real quick. And then I found Digital Asset Investor, Blockchain Backer, shows like that, Altcoin Daily, and I started educating myself and got pretty into the top 10 cryptos around 2016, 17, had my life changed, and then hung on to things until today. And it's been life-changing, life-altering. It's been mostly positive. It's also been very challenging and very, very serious at times, but it's been an amazing journey. And that's a brief, that's the gist.
Sorry. Yeah. So, I'm going to tell everybody how I know Digital Asset Guy, and then actually he knows XRP. It's funny in the space because it's like you don't know anybody, then all of a sudden you know everybody.
Yeah.
Because like everybody knows everybody. And so I believe I had met him in Vegas at a passing in 2025, but we ended up chatting online and got to know each other, ran into each other again in Vegas, and amazingly wonderful guy, like really cares about what he's doing, puts in a hell of a lot of effort. Like, I mean, if you can't tell by the videos, the guy does put in a lot of effort. And so anybody that's watching, if you aren't following him, he's definitely a good guy to keep up with. He's up on the news. He's in the scene of just talking to people about crypto and just regular life. Like it's a good place to be on his channel.
Well, thank you. That means a lot, Henry.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, and he gave me, in my personal, you were like one of my big boosts, bro. I wasn't really, my content wasn't really getting out there, and you seen me, and you seen me on ZBEC's podcast, which is a great group of guys, ZBEC Global, and you let me get my story out there and focused on me, and it really helped me out a lot. So it's nice to be able to thank you and have you on my show, man.
That was awesome. I just stumbled onto that interview, like, oh, I'll see what's going on here. And then like an hour later, I watched the whole thing and I'm like, wow, that's, I haven't met too many people with a story quite like that. And so I was like, I got to see if I can talk to this guy more. It was fascinating. So thank you for coming on my show.
No problem, man. It definitely, I think it helped both of us out.
Yeah.
And I don't believe you've met Crypto Gold yet. But you talk about a chart, man. That's your guy right there, buddy. Like right. we got us a good one there. He you can't tell behind him, he's glowing all the time. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've seen him walking through the mall or Main Street before, but maybe we met at a conference. I didn't even know it. But I've heard a lot about you.
Maybe one day we'll all meet in person.
Very cool.
I see him walking down Miami with that mask on.
Sweating. The mask is malfunctioning and shorting out and stuff.
There will be no mask if I'm walking around Florida, I'll tell you that much.
Well, you may take that back at certain times down in Miami. there's some it's different down there.
Did you go to the Consensus at Miami Beach? I don't think you did you?
No, not this year.
That's right. Yeah. Next time, man, we all got to get together down there because that was a good time down in Miami Beach with everybody for sure. Which we had a great time in Vegas. Holy crap, man. Like everybody coming together, that was great. That was great. Digital Asset Guy was caught up with James Rule a good bit. Like, we were there.
Yeah. I didn't get to meet James Rule in 2025, my first XRP Vegas, but it's kind of overwhelming. You're just running into all these people, and then so we started talking after the XRP Vegas 2025. It was kind of like you, XRP Dad. I messaged him, asked if he'd come on the show and did an interview, and it was funny because we hadn't met, but we meant to. And then this year, I was like, we're going to hang, darn it. And we ended up riding the roller coaster at New York. We did a little gambling and we each hit a jackpot. And we had like, that's why you go to Vegas, And it it was really great. He's one of my bros. But yeah, I always have this anxiety, like at XRP Vegas. There's so many people I want to hang with, but it's like I'm like, oh, I hope so and so didn't take it personally. We were supposed to hang, but I got pulled with this group, and we were going to do this, and I never even found them, and all that.
Yeah, that worries me sometimes because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and especially I'm new to this space. I come from being an electrician, man. So when I come into all this, and I feel like there's dynamics I don't understand. You know what I mean? And like you said, you don't want to screw up and hurt somebody's feelings because some of these guys are big shots. They're probably going to have a little bit to do with how your career goes. But even beyond that, I like people. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings if I ain't got to,
One of my worst fears is like one of my biggest heroes. I'm super careful about like, including them in my content, maybe using a snippet, even though it's all fair use. But so at the conferences, I'm always like go up like a fanboy and I'm like, could we chat? And I have a million things I want to ask them, but I try to get a personal relationship going. I'm like, listen, is this cool? Is that cool? If something ever went bad and you blocked me or something, or said like, this person, I don't, they were stealing my content or whatever, my mental health would be like, I cannot have that happen with one of my heroes or people. So that's always something I struggle with.
Isn't that funny thing though? Like sometimes you post on here or you comment about something and you just never know if people like take it the wrong way. So like there's that one British girl in crypto, and like she was following me and I was following her, and we were talking all the time. We were in private chatting, and then out of nowhere one day, like I made a comment because she had mentioned about guys like sliding into her DMs and making comments about her content, and she's just posting stuff about crypto, and I just made a funny joke on there, and then she blocked me, and I was like, what in the world happened? Like, I thought we were buds.
I've had a lot of that. I had maybe the same person you're talking about. I'm kind of a fan of European women, and so I messaged this one gal. I was like, hey, I love your content, and I don't know if you watch my content. Block. I was like trying to say, hey, you're really awesome, and I do this crypto dating stuff, and I'd love to interview you about what it's like to be a gal in the space. But just block. I was like no.
Yeah, you said I do this dating stuff, and she's like, not with me, you don't.
No, I'm not hitting on you. I want to talk about it. Like
that was the thing too. Is like we weren't even hitting on each other. Like there was no flirt and nothing. But we were talking like in DMs all the time. And then like commenting on each other's posts, and then all of a sudden, bang, the British girl just blocked me, and I'm like, what did I say? I don't understand. I thought we were buds.
I thought we were cool, man. Like I live in the British Republic too. I'm in Canada.
I mean, but you know what I think it is though? There's so many fake accounts. Like the other day, like I'm pretty tight with Abs at Good Evening Crypto. There's a fake one of him that looks just like it, and it's like, well, yeah, he's got to have the check, but he's got like a lot of followers. And the other day I reposted one of his things just because it looked like the real guy. But I wonder, I think sometimes people something goes down with a scammer account, but it looks like you, and then you get blocked. I met somebody the other day who's big in the XRP community. We both drove about 2 hours to have dinner and meet in person. It was awesome. And we're talking about, who do you know and who do you talk to? And then this guy was like, yeah, one of my heroes blocked me, and it was just something had to be wrong. We were super tight, never met, but we would comment on each other's stuff. And I'm like, well, I know them, and I'll try to see what happened. And a lot of times I think it's a scammer account that
maybe.
They that's why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I've done that for some other people too, just like you did there. Digital Asset Guy. They were talking about like we were going back and forth talking about people that we knew on X in our DMs, and they're like, yeah, this person blocked me and I don't know what I did. So I just reached out to that person in the DM and said, hey, so like you blocked this person, and they're wondering why. and then they connected and they're all back together again. It's kind of weird.
That's good.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening in the spaces where someone gets blocked or someone's notifications or something gets cut off. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with the actual person running the account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, it happened to me in Digital Asset Guy. It blocked you, remember? Because I was like, you were on my blocked list for some reason. Because I went to go look for him, I couldn't find him. I looked it up, he was in my blocked list, and I was like, why the hell is this dude in my blocked list? Like, me and Digital Asset Guy are cool.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, weird stuff happens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I mean, I hear about them. I hear about it happening all the time to these big, like, conservative podcasts and stuff like this. Like, make sure you re-click that notification bell because there's chances that it's been clicked off or, the content's not popping up. And I don't know how true it is, but we do see some funny stuff. I have some questions. So with everything going on right now, people can go and watch your videos and get your opinions, but I want to get a few of your opinions here on our show too. So with the market going the way it is, what is your view on, we don't have to be specific here, like we don't have to hit on something specific, but what's your view on what's happening in our space right now?
In the crypto space in general, to me, I got in, back in 2016, saw the bull run of 2017, and then the bear market of 2018 was like so hardcore, like walking in the desert for a month without food or water. Like you see, a bone, you're trying to get a nibble, you're trying to get water out of a cactus. This bear market that we're in right now, even though it seems intense to a lot of the people now and the new people, I'm like, y'all, this bear market's on easy mode compared to what we went through in 2018. We were like less than 100 billion in that bear market. And the media was saying, crypto is over, it's getting squashed. And you got people who seemed like they were right because we didn't have enough history to go off of. And so I feel like right now we're going through kind of a tough time. But I feel like the fact that we have people trying to criticize on the news and on mainstream, I feel like the amount of adoption we've gotten is unbelievable compared to where we were in 2018, 16, 17, 18. And I feel like we're on the verge of going mainstream. When I walk around in Miami, most of the people I approached, they know about crypto. They know about Bitcoin, Ethereum. A lot of them knew about XRP. A lot of them approached, not a lot, but some of them approached me. If I would have done any of my content back in 16, 17, 18, that it would have been 1 in 1,000, I think,
Yeah,
who knew about anything other than Bitcoin. So I think even though it seems a little tough right now, I think we're right on track. And I think the bear markets are getting less and less difficult. It's going to be, I think we'll have bear markets and bull runs and things for a while now, but I think we're right about where social media was back when Facebook and Twitter were just coming about, where maybe 2 out of 10 of your friends had a Facebook page. And they were saying, you need to make one. And I think everybody's going to have a Facebook page or a Twitter. And I you know what else? I think businesses are going to start advertising on this Facebook. I think that's where crypto's at about now.
Mm-hmm. So, and I agree with you. It definitely seems like that turnover. I didn't mean to cut you off as I went to go speak. I heard you over here at XRP Dad. You go ahead, bud.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. What do you guys think about? Like, I just seen this morning that the SEC is gonna meet on Friday to write. Basically, it's sounding like they're about to write their own rules since the clarity is on delay. What do you guys think about that? Like, what do you like? Our government is obviously trying to screw us over when it comes to crypto. And they're putting they're putting all this on hold. What do you guys think's about to happen?
I think it's like what Digital Assets guy is saying. It's, hey man, you need to come on Facebook. Hey man, you need to come on Facebook. And you've been hearing it forever. Then all of a sudden everybody's on Facebook. And you're like, holy shit. Like I didn't like, and it is kind of that right there moment. And you never know when that right there moment's going to be. We think we see it, but we're human, like, you know what I mean? And we're not moving everything. So we're looking at it from the outside.
Yeah. And like me as a chart guy, like every time I look and I'm like, okay, we broke 65. Let's just keep going. Let's just break that. Once we break that 65, we start going up. And then it does what it did yesterday, right? So I like wake up and look at the freaking chart and I'm like, what's happening? This is not what I was anticipating. But we're still in that consolidation phase. But yeah, with the SEC writing the rules, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's especially good for XRP.
Yeah.
Because XRP is the one American based currency that is like is gone through that huge court case and has the rights to go through it all. So I think Ripple's doing something massive, and Digital Asset guy can correct me if I'm wrong, but behind the scenes, I think Ripple is a big boy in that game, and I think really it only helps those kind of companies when SEC's writing the rules. But I don't think the government is trying to screw us. I just think that they're being extremely cautious because they are the world currency, and if they make that mistake, then we all know what's happening, right? Like we've talked about it before. The world currency always changes. America is slowly on the downgrade and China is slowly on the upgrade. And when they cross, then China becomes your new currency. So we've seen it with the Dutch, we've seen it with the British, we've seen it now with the Americans. So
you think it's gonna go that way?
You never know. One day it will, 100%, because the currency always changes. It's every 500 or so years. So one day it will change in our lifetime. Who knows? That's why America's being so cautious, right? Like they don't want to make that mistake. So
yeah, I don't, and I kind of understand, because I'm always in the mindset that, the government doesn't really care about you, but it doesn't mean that they're out to get you, right? Like what Crypto God's saying here. So like, they might not give a damn about your feelings or what's going on with you. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of what they're worried about on their end. It's not so much, I'm trying to get, in it to win it and XRP dad and all them. It's just, I'll make more money if I do it this way. I don't care what it does to these people. I agree with Crypto. I think that's what it is. What about you, Dag?
I think there's two things that are possible. I think there's like the conspiracy theory side, and then I think there's like the normal side. So first, I think the normal side is like, okay, everything that we're seeing is basically what you think. I think the rules are being written, the Clarity Act, they are really fighting and negotiating to get the Clarity Act through. And then, so the other side is like the puppet masters pulling the puppet strings, in the words of blockchain backer. So I think the normal way, it could be that they're really negotiating and going back and forth, and they've been negotiating this thing for a year, probably longer, and they're trying to negotiate those rules and things. And it's really, what you're seeing on the news and things, which could be, or I think there's a plan where somebody who's the puppet master pulling the strings is like, look, this is what we're going to do. This is when it's going to happen. But we're going to have people go on the news and say this and this, say the right things at the right time. It's kind of like when FTX so-called collapsed in 2022 in November. It didn't really collapse on that day. The news was dropped right then at the bloody bottom of the bear market. And that was one of our narratives for the bottom of that bear market. And so I was saying before this, like we were supposed to have clarity passed in October of 2025. And I was talking with kind of some big wigs, and they said, yeah, you all saw the Genius Act get passed this summer. Yeah, we're getting clarity in October, and then it's off to the races, and we're done with the 4-year cycle. We're going to go blast through it. When that didn't happen, and all of a sudden we got the government shut down, the Clarity Act taken away, everything kind of put on hold, I said, oh, that's kind of interesting, because the big boys and girls I was talking to were saying this is a done deal. So I decided to go ahead and sell at that time, because I'm watching Blockchain Backer, and it's in the back of my mind like, wow, this doesn't feel like 2017, even though we all want 2017. We want the Bitcoin dominance to plunge and have an alt season. That just is not what's happening right now. So anyway, I watched that go down, and I'm like, man, I kind of think maybe this legislation not going through might be sort of like a FTX collapse. China's banning blockchain. That was one of the big narratives in 2018's bear market. So anyway, I was thinking that, and then I think that's kind of what we're seeing, how they've been dangling the carrot in front of us this whole bear market. And I'll bet you, I believe that the news does not chase the charts don't chase, or the news doesn't chase the, I always get this wrong because I say it. The news doesn't chase, the charts don't chase the news chases the charts. So I'll bet you when we work our way out of this bear market, and all of a sudden Bitcoin's popped up and broken out of resistance for the first time in a year, I'll bet you all of a sudden something gives with the Clarity Act, and you see, breaking, senators flipped all of a sudden. But I think the way they've got everybody's eyes on it, the conspiracy theory, puppet masters pulling the puppet strings side of me is winning right now, saying they've got everybody's eyes, but when they want it to happen, it'll happen. I was talking to a big boy at one of the conferences who nobody would even know him, but he's a big wig who's in government and in rooms with the most powerful people on the planet. He's like,
Larry Fink. Was it Larry Fink?
It was. And I got him on video just a little bit, that short I did.
That's crazy, dude.
No,
It really wasn't.
I did this short. It's my most viewed short ever, where this guy looked just like Larry Fink, and me and James Ruler standing there right when Brad Garlinghouse is talking, and James is like, man, that does look like Larry Fink, man. And I'm like, James, stand there. I'm going to act like I'm taking a video of you, but I'm really taking one of him. And I'm like, I'm going to make a short out of it. I thought it would be the dumbest thing, and people would be like, dude, that's not him. What's wrong with you? That thing gets 50,000 views and like hundreds of comments. When I was just trying to be funny, because I guess people really thought it was Larry Fink at XRP Vegas. Sorry to the dude, whoever you really are. But
please, he loves it. He loves it. He's like, I get all the ladies now.
Yeah. But anyway, to finish that little story, though, I'm in this room talking to this big guy who knows what's going on, who's in rooms with presidents and comptrollers of the currency, and used to be in rooms with people like Steve Mnuchin, and I'm like, what do you think about this and that? I won't say anything, and he's like, listen, when we want to do something, we'll do it, but there will be plenty of narratives out there, and then it's like, okay, now we want this thing to really pass, so give that side the one thing that they really wanted, and they've got it all ready to go, and then they say, okay, the charts are where we want them to be, so now go ahead and sign that deal or drop that news, whatever we need to do. And I'm like, wow, that's so funny when I hear somebody like you say that so easily.
Like, just so straightforward. Like, you expect them to run around it, and they're like, no, this is exactly what we do.
I'm asking all these questions. Well, isn't this a big deal? He's like, no, total news narrative. No. Well, what about this? Well, isn't it, wasn't there a glitch on Binance this one time? Nope. No, that was something they used. Nope, it's just we weren't ready yet to drop that news, and that was one of the narratives. And I'm like, oh, wow.
That's what Crypto God was saying. It's not so much that they're trying to get you, it's they've got their own plan. You don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, that's
When you
and
gotta
got
think
to hear it
these,
straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
and you gotta think these accumulation phases, they're just licking their chops at it too, right? Because you cannot tell me that the government is not piling. Oh, you cannot tell me that the government is not piling up on Bitcoin and Ethereum and the big boys that they want, right? Like if XRP is the the financial bridge that they're going to use, you cannot tell me that they're not piling up on it. And we see it every day. You'll see posts, those guys that chart or track the whales. Like last week and the week before, there were some massive, massive purchases, and the government is in there for sure. The institutions are in there for sure. So,
I think
and we all see it when those big bumps come and when the big crashes come. They're all collaborating together. They're all selling at the same time. So, yeah.
I feel like these
Absolutely.
people aren't allowed to talk about XRP.
What's
What's
that?
that?
I feel like these people ain't allowed to like talk about it. I was at the event where I'm sure you guys seen the viral clip where that dude asked Elon about XRP.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was at that event. It was pretty cool.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, tell us about it. I just covered the clip on
He was
my
like-
show.
He was campaigning for Trump, and I've been to like 15 Trump rallies. I told Digital Asset guy about whenever I watched Trump dodge a bullet. But yeah, it was like an invite only, and I signed up for it, and I got lucky. I got to go. It was right in Pittsburgh,
Wow.
or right down the road from me. So it was cool. It was only like not even 1,000 people in this building. So
Oh, man.
got to like walk up, like
Wow.
get in line and ask a question. I unfortunately didn't get to ask a question. It would have been cool, but yeah, to see that guy ask about XRP, it was like before I even bought it.
Man, because I thought the body language, I covered it in one of my news videos, and I thought the body language was so strange because we know Elon, he doesn't usually
Look
get
odd.
nervous. Yeah. Yeah,
He's a strange dude, though. Anyways, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, but he's got no problem. I mean, I saw him on the stage, not live, but I saw him on the stage with Jack Ma, the big guy in China, one of like the equivalent to Elon in China, and I saw him making jokes and just straight up saying no, like, somebody asked him, do you think, or is AI smarter than humans or whatever? And Jack Ma's like, no, the machine will never be as smart as the human. And Elon's like, no, you are totally wrong. they're absolutely as smart. You know what I mean? If he's going to say something, he's not afraid to say it. And then, but he got nervous when that guy asked him, and he the body language was his shoulders are up, and he's and this is not an endorsement for
like somebody said something that he knew he was not allowed to say anything about, and so it's like, ooh,
he interrupted.
I know nothing. I see nothing.
He interrupted himself. He was talking about some idea about XRP, and then he interrupted himself, and he went, oh, and by the way, this is not an endorsement for or an endorsement against XRP. I thought that is really odd.
Yeah, you're just talking about something. Yeah, I got you.
He doesn't.
And that's what
talk about those or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Cryptos.
Yeah, and that's the thing we talk about, right? Is like we don't know. No one really knows what's going on in the background, and like when he gets nervous like that, you really have to think like, what does he know? Because he is in the know. So that's kind of scary,
Yeah. It's kind of reminded me of when Eric Trump was asked about XRP and Ripple. I can't remember exactly which show, but the Trump family, they post their what their holdings are. A lot of the times it's never had XRP, but we've got a picture of President Trump in his home in Mar-a-Lago with Stu Alderati and Brad Garlinghouse. They had to have permission to post that thing.
Yeah.
Or he would. But then somebody straight up asked Eric Trump, they said, well, what are your thoughts on Ripple and XRP? Weirdest thing ever. He immediately says, I know Brad. I know Brad well. Brad does well. Brad does a tremendous job. And I know Brad. Like, doesn't say the word Ripple or XRP and starts just saying Brad. Doesn't say Brad Garlinghouse, but it was so odd. Like he was trying to not talk about those terms, and I'm just like, what? And then he's like, but another one I want to get to is chain link or whatever. I just thought that was so weird.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I remember seeing that interview, and it was like, that is the craziest answer I've ever seen in my life. Like, how hard can you dodge a question? It just doesn't make any sense. So
yeah.
Now, digital asset guy, I gotta ask you a question, because I love the domino theory. Me personally, I think it's a possibility behind the scenes. I want to know what you think.
So that's Jake Clavers.
Yeah.
You see what I mean about the light in this place? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's bright in there, man.
I have to be here for my power cord. But anyway, it's bright. So yeah, the domino theory, that's Jake Clavers, right?
Yeah. XRP's perfect scenario.
To be honest with you, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, the gist of it with the Japan, the carry trade, and all that playing in. It makes sense. But to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand all that. I don't know. I really don't.
Looked into it. Basically started off with like the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, and then we're going to see a huge oil spike in Japan because they rely on oil the most.
Yeah.
It's going to cause this reverse carry trade. I wasn't sure if you looked into it or not.
Yeah, I have. But to be honest, not all the ins and outs of it. But it definitely makes sense. I know there's a heck of a lot more going on in the world than just in this country. I need to look into it more. Probably need to do less street interviews and more looking into the important stuff like that. But yeah, I think he definitely knows things. I don't know about his. I mean, I like the guy and everything. I'm not sure with some of his predictions on like $1,000 XRP by this date. I'm not.
He probably shouldn't do the dates.
I'm not ragging on him. I'm just saying I don't know where that.
Yeah, the predictions get me too. I like the dude a lot. Hell, I've met him a couple times. At the Uphold parties. I met him up at the Ripple thing in New York. I've got Jake's number, but we chat. I mean, because we met like this, you know what I mean? Like we met in a friendly atmosphere. So the guy really seems very nice. You know, I like a lot of content he does. That's the only thing that gets me, Dag, is in predictions. I'm not a prediction guy. I don't care for someone telling me what something's going to be. You know what I mean? I just like to know what's going to take it there is what really, and he tells you that too. It's just like you said, the prediction stuff that kind of gets to me.
I'm gonna do after the show. I'm about to drop it's a 17-minute video he made, and he basically like lays it all out. And it was like 2 years ago, and it's literally talking about everything that's happening now. It's truly amazing.
Drop it in the comments, man. Go put it in the comments. Drop the link down in the comments. If you want people to see something when we're in the show, guys, we can always drop it into the comments. Let everybody on the show know that it's going to be in the comments, and they can go in and look it up, and I'll try to pin it as well. I'm still learning this, guys. This is our fourth show. I probably the fourth or fifth time I've ever really streamed. So nice. Yeah, it's coming together. And we got such a cool guy on here today. Like honestly, you are one of my favorite people in the space, Dag, hands down.
Well, thanks. Likewise.
I was excited to talk to you today, bro.
I was excited to come on. Definitely. Yeah, I love talking crypto with crypto people, because right now I'm doing a lot of talking with the people on the street. I mean, it's fun, but it's fun to talk with people who are living crypto life and everything. So how has crypto life affected you guys? I know, Henry, we've talked about this a little bit, but I think the most interesting part is how everybody has a different story in crypto and how they got in and how it's affected. Cryptos have been great for me. It's been a net positive, but it's also made my life a lot tougher in other aspects, like dating. That's where my crypto dating content comes from. People are like, oh, well, it must make dating much easier for you since you did well on your Bitcoin or whatever. I'm like, no, man, it's made it 1,000 times harder. So one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk around and ask girls how they feel about dating a crypto guy. I'm going to show people. But how has it affected your lives other than financially?
Other than financially, it's just a matter of, you know, when it comes to the dating scene, I'm single as well. So when it comes to the dating scene, it's, you know, do you bring it up or don't you? You know what I mean? In the beginning, especially, it's like, well, you know, eventually we're going to have to discuss this because this is a big part of my life. You know what I mean? And even if I wasn't actually in the space, this is such a big revolution that's going to be happening in the world. I'm already going to be on board. I'm already in that space anyway. So I'm going to bring it up. We're going to talk about it. And if you're against it, it's going to cause problems for me. And so it definitely, you know, whenever somebody asks me what I do, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
oh, I know. Yeah.
I educate people in digital assets and I'm an influencer, kind of influencer. I'm out in the spaces. I'm not really an influencer. I'm just in the spaces. And this is kind of how I explain it to them. Because if I go, oh man, I'm in the crypto space, they go, huh, yeah, okay. and I mean, it's like the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, so real quick, I want to comment on something so I don't forget, because this is a big deal to me. When people say, you know, people will tell me, don't tell girls that you're interested or you're dating. Don't tell them about your crypto. And I just stare at them and I'm like, okay, you're a pilot. You're going to not tell your girl about flying and what you do every day? That does not make sense to me. That's impossible. There's no way I could not tell them. Like, yeah, I'm just out here on the streets interviewing people about you know, something else. Like, it does not apply. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, how is that even possible? How could you not tell someone that you're a crypto investor and influencer? I laugh at that.
It's you know, like I said, is this what I'm going to throw out there as soon as I walk in a room? Or do I wait a little bit until I get to know you? And then you understand that, you know, this is the guy. Just because you hear crypto or something doesn't change who I am. Know me before you know what I do. You know what I mean? Like, and there's the balance. It's like, this is what I do. So it is kind of me, but there's also me that sustains who I am beyond crypto. You know what I mean? Like, there's still Henry inside of here beyond crypto. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's what I mean by back and forth. And I do understand, like, there's no getting around it. They're going to find out. So you got to tell people, you know what I mean? But just throwing out that crypto right at the beginning, it's just, it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's one of those dangerous lines.
What's that? That's any kind of dating though, right? Like, no matter what, when you go on your first date or you're on dates with them, sooner or later it comes out like, whoa, what do you do? And how many kids do you have? Where do you live? Or what's your goals? So it's always going to come out. It's just part of the natural thing. It just depends on how you kind of flow with it, right? Like with my ex, like she was with me when I bought XRP at, you know, $253 and it popped up to, you know, that $495 Canadian. We're talking Canadian, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. And like,
when?
Yeah, that's like, what is this guy's talking about?
I missed it. Dang it.
But anyway, like when it was doing that, and we hit the all-time high there, and I told you guys, like, I sold, and then everything freaking crashed, and I bought it all back. But you know, between now and 190 Canadian. So like, she was with me in that, and she still, you know, to this day, that ex, she says, you know, crypto's a scam. You're not going to make any money on it. Like, why do you have so much crypto? Like, it's sitting there doing nothing. And it's like, you know, I'll prove you wrong. You'll see. But, you know, the new woman that I'm seeing, obviously, like, we were talking, and, you know, I'm in the hockey space. So like, we met through hockey and everything. And it comes out sooner or later that she's like, you know, what are the things that you like really do on the side and this and that. And then that's when I told her, I'm like, you know, I'm a big crypto guy. Like, I love crypto. And now, like, whenever we go out with people, it's the first thing that people talk to me about is like, how's your crypto doing? What are you in? Why are you in it? And we talk about crypto a lot. And it's people that never knew anything about crypto except for Bitcoin. Like Digital Asset guy was talking about, like we're starting to get those people that are starting to learn more than just Bitcoin. So I've got quite a few people that, have made accounts and have started getting, some of the assets that I really like that we've talked about a few times. And I tell them, do your own research, but the ones that I believe in and, are the ones that I believe in, and they've been buying into it. So, and some people made some money, and, my kids are into it too now. So that's pretty cool. So,
yeah, it's like part of who you are. Yeah. I've had trouble with girlfriends, I should say ex-girlfriends, where we're at a social situation, and maybe not the real serious girlfriends, but then when somebody says, what do you do? Sometimes I will say, well, this is my day job and whatever, but then later somehow it gets brought up where I'm like, I was down in Miami. Oh, what were you doing down there? It's going to come out, and then the girl sometimes will be like, oh, I had this one girl. She says, yeah, oh, he thinks that he's going to get rich off of his Bitcoin or whatever.
mm-hmm.
This was like a CEO girl who we went on maybe 3 dates, and I was trying to hang back and not come out and talk about it. But we're at this social event with some of her people, and then she says that she's like, oh, he was interviewing people and trying to talk about his Bitcoin, and then somebody's like, dude, that's a scam, bro, and they all start laughing. I'm like, don't take the bait, don't get into it. And I'm like, well, I've done pretty well, and then this guy goes, you think you've done well because you think that you have real money, but it's not real money, and you can't even get real money from it if you wanted to. And this guy like going hard, and I'm like, no, dude, no, that's not right. Whole night goes awry. Whole nights, I had to straight ahead some people with some of the facts, and we're in the car driving home. Like, babe, I really don't like that you did that, and you started the whole thing saying he thinks he's gonna get. I'm like, that is not cool.
Yeah,
and it's stuff like that people don't realize, and then I had to break up with her, and people, what is wrong with you, dude? She owns her own company. She's a CEO, multi-millionaire. She was the head cheerleader for Ohio State University. And I should not have just said that, but what the heck are you doing, man? I'm like, you just wouldn't understand.
Yeah. And like, it doesn't matter if I feel like at any moment you can let me down on something that's important to me, I don't want you around me.
Yeah. It's tough.
It don't matter how pretty you are, don't matter how much stuff you got, you know what I mean? Like, that means nothing to me. You know what I mean? What matters to me is when I'm up and my back's up against the wall, your back's up against the wall with me.
Are you with me or are you against me? What are you?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's so bright. I'm gonna switch real quick to somewhere where there's not so much glare. I'm listening. I'm just gonna turn my
The one thing I did want to say that Digital Asset guy brought up when that person said, you don't have that real money and this and that. We've all gone to the bank, and like, have you guys ever gone to the bank and been like, hey, yeah, I'm buying this car. I need 20 grand right now. Have you seen the look on the bankers and the tellers' faces? They look at you like, oh, we're screwed. Like, shit. They're like, oh yeah, we can give you 3 grand right now, and we can release the rest in these intervals.
Man, we were on a podcast, me and Dag here on Melissa Dipito. And guys, if y'all don't go check out Dipito, you don't know what you're missing. Like, Melissa is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. Mm-hmm. She does a great job with her show. I wouldn't even know how to do half the stuff I'm doing here if I hadn't been on the show and she had told me a few things about how to run SteamYard.
Is that Mel P?
No. Mel P's with Opulence. Mel P, I love Mel too. Like, I love a lot of people in this space. I'm a loving guy. But
we love you.
But on the podcast, we got into this exact thing. Digital Asset guy said he went to the bank, tried to get out money. And we've all kind of been there where we try to take out money to go get a car or something like this, or me and a buddy, we were going to go get a motorcycle, and we were splitting, and I had my money, and he's like, we're going to run to the bank. So he runs to the bank, and there's another 10 grand he had to pull out, and they gave him the hardest damn time to get that money out. But in crypto, it might take me a day or two to get it transferred. but damn it, I can get my money. You ain't stopping me from getting, and as far as not only getting transferred, I can use, if the person accepts that crypto, well, then I ain't got to worry about the bank or nothing at all. I'm just trading funds then, you know what I mean? Through wallets. We are the custodians of our own finances now. That's what crypto is. It's making you the custodian, the owner of your own actual finances again. That's what really turns me on about crypto.
Yeah.
Well, ain't that the craziest thing? Like you say, like you can just transfer from wallet to wallet and it's done. There's no worrying about the bank saying no. There's no worrying about transaction fees. It's just bada boom, bada bing. It's done.
Yeah, it was in COVID. I was trying to. My dad was an airline pilot at the time, still working, and he calls me and says, "There's something really weird going on. They just parked all the Airbuses and everybody here at the big airport. Go to your bank and get some money. I haven't seen anything like this since 9/11." I'm like, "Whoa, that is weird." So yeah, I went and I tried to get $5,000, and they wouldn't give it to me. I think I got 1,000, and I knew somebody who worked there pretty well, and I was like, "It's my money and I need it now," like the commercial and all. But anyway, then the bottom line, they were like, "Hey," pulled me in the office. They're like, "We know you're upset, but everybody's cleaned us out. We don't have the cash." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." I didn't realize, because banks don't have the cash. And then it was the weirdest feeling. I took my 1,000. I'm like, "Oh, I hope we're not going into some war or something really crazy," because I got $1,000. And then I go home and I open one of my crypto wallets, and I'm like, man, I got all my crypto right here. Nobody can tell me I can't use it or send it. And I couldn't get my own money. And that was a huge turning point. Yeah, we talked about it on Dip a Toe, but that was a huge, wow, this is why this is going to change the world.
Yep.
Question, does anybody else know? And I remember this as a kid, and I remember even seeing the little gold sticker they'd have on the teller window that said they had to keep a certain amount for their people to be able to pull out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
What happened to that?
Running out of money.
But what I'm saying is, like, they're telling you they ain't got the money for you. By law, they're supposed to have that money for you.
Yeah. Well, fractional reserve. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is I think
play by our rules.
The thing is, I think it's been a long time in the works that the world is going digital. Like, we've seen the transition to cards on your phones and the Apple Wallet, and everything is digital. How many people actually carry cash around? Like, now when you see someone go to the grocery store and they pay cash, a lot of the tellers, the cashier's just like, what the hell is that? Like, it shocks. And the first thing you do when you go up to a drive-through window is they hand you the transmitter, right, to tap your card. You pass them cash and it just like stuns them. They're like, "Oh, so we've been transitioning to this for a long time." And like, I think it's been a long time coming, but yeah, like when it hits, it's going to be something cool. That's for sure. I don't think people even understand like what it's going to do to the world and what it's already happening in the background. Right.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody older, I'll say, the other day, and they're like, "Oh, well, all that Bitcoin and whatever, you got to stay away from that. I want cash. That's what I want. I just want to keep using cash because that's the only way it's fair and stuff." And I was like, well, sorry, but they keep printing more, and that's what's stealing your purchasing power. You could take this, $1 bill and buy a can of soup in 2010, but you can't do that now. And it's tough. I was like, I don't want to get into this, but they just thought cash is the end all be all.
Well, the easiest way to explain it is say you got a basket of 10 apples, right? And I'm going to sell you this basket of 10 apples per apple. Now, I've got a bigger basket of apples of 20 apples now. Should I continue to sell for the same price, or should the price go down? It's supply and demand, right? It works the same way. When you have more, you know what I mean? It's less is what it breaks down to in the long run. Like, people think that more money means more money. It's a crazy thing in the world. People don't understand inflation. They don't understand the more you have of something, the less value it is. Yeah. Less value it holds. You know what I mean? And so I don't know, man. People are so funny because we don't educate well enough in the school system. We really, really don't. And man, you'll hear people say some of the craziest things. And it's like, no wonder people think like they do. No wonder people. And the thing is like, they're not worried about teaching the masses to understand it. They're not worried that you don't understand it. Hell, they'd rather you not understand it.
Yeah.
Because that gives them the advantage. It's the same thing with the scammers in our space. Crypto is so complicated. People are like, it's a scam. It's a scam. There's always scammers. Yes, because it's complicated. And when it's complicated and someone understands it's better than you, they've got the leverage on you.
Yeah.
And so that's why you've got to educate yourself. That's why you got to do your own research. Everybody, I didn't say it at the beginning of the show. I'll make sure I say it here before we get to the end. Not financial advice, anything that's said here. Everything said here is completely our opinions, the opinions of the panel members and the host here. On top of this, most important thing in our space is do your own research. We may give you amazing information, but that's what it is. We're giving you information.
Yeah.
You have to search for your research. You have to go and look. Trust me, it's the same thing as if you go to get a plumber to work on your house or anything. You wouldn't just take the first guy. You would check to make sure it's the right guy. Check these companies before you invest. And if you invest, it's gambling, it's investment. Do not expect your money back. Do not get mad at people because you got into a space because you heard somebody say something. That's on you. We all move our money ourselves. Nobody takes it out of our pockets. And that being said, we can get into other stuff.
The biggest thing, like when you talk about like how everything's changing and the price of the dollars, fluctuating with, they print more money. One of the guys that taught me the most at all this, and like, we don't get anything out of saying names or anything, but like Coach JV is the guy that like really taught me a lot and really got me into this space. Like he's the GOAT to me. But like you listen to some of the things and how he tells you how, inflation and how they're printing money and why they're doing that. And then he talks about all the books that he reads and how they all have changed his life and how the system goes. And you got to read these books. And man, it's crazy to think that like 90%, 95% of the public has no idea about what's going on. It's just nuts.
Me and Digital Asset Guy, did you meet JV in Vegas too? Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
super cool guy. Super cool.
Yeah.
I interviewed him. I have an interview. I realized I didn't ever post it. Just one of me and Coach JV. And I'm asking him about dating. And the reason I didn't post it was later I interviewed him and May together as a couple. And I'm like, what's your advice to a crypto guy on dating who's successful, but he honest to God breaks up with all the girls because he doesn't like them. And I was like asking the hardcore questions. It's a really interesting interview. But yeah, I have another one where it's just me and Coach JV. But yeah, I met him for the first time at XRP Vegas 26. And he is just really awesome guy. He's just it's an interesting guy. He's such a great speaker. He knows how to make it fun and engaging.
He's definitely got that coach mentality. Yeah. You can see it like really deep in him. Like when he goes to talking to you, and he's a motivator. You can see it inside that dude. And brilliant. The dude is absolutely brilliant in our space.
And he talks about a lot of things that like that Jake talks about too, right? But he doesn't do the predictions. But if you listen to how him and Jake talk, they're very similar. They're very similar in their steps and how things are going to happen. And maybe not the exact domino effect that Jake has, but they're very similar. He just doesn't make the claims on like this is the price, right? But yeah, those two guys are huge in my books.
Coach JV's, I think it's, or is it his? I'm not sure. Fiance or girlfriend May, though, her channel or not her channel, but her profile on Instagram. Instagram's for girls, right? Said that. It is kind of. She has an amazing channel, or an amazing Instagram account called Feminine Finance, and I watch it all the time. And I suggest it for ladies because it is, it's not politically correct to say, but it's a little different with ladies in finance, and I try to recommend it all the time.
if you can drop it in the comments, I'll start, man, for people to check it out, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, anything we can push, or even if you send it to me, I'll put it down at the bottom of the show or something.
Yeah, let me see the.
We're all about promoting the good ones.
Hey, man, we're all in we're all in this crypto thing together. That's why, like we've talked about before, like the people that come on and criticize or hate or talk smack, like it's like, I don't know why you're doing that. We're all in this crypto thing together. We all want it to succeed. Doesn't matter if you're an XRP guy, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, it doesn't really matter. We're all just in it for the game. So
Yeah, there's this dude in my town. Like, the people in my town, they're not really on X or on Facebook, so they don't actually watch the show. And so they got completely different ideas from what this show actually is. They don't understand. It's just a bunch of guys who are into crypto, just hanging around bullshit with each other. This dude wants to get on here and debate. I'm like, dude, we're not gonna sit here and scream for everybody. That I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy that got upset because somebody else got on before them, and I'm not bringing anybody out or saying anything about anybody. I mean, God bless everybody. I love everybody. You know what I mean? And like Crypto God and XRP Dad, I've actually shared, little clips of my chat stuff, and they can see like I'm not an aggressive dude towards people, just not that guy. I'll tell you, God bless you and good luck, and that'll be the last thing I say to you, because I'm just not into the back and forth. But like, guys, understand, we just started this show, man, and we know so many people in the space that it's hard to get everybody on one show. We got Tuesday, which is for the special guest, and then Friday we have where we talk about the week, and then we have an artist on it that's from the space, right? And they get to showcase their self. This gives us a little bit of the business side of our space and gives us a little bit of the artistic side of our space. Do you know that's only 2 shows and 2 people per week? There's thousands of people in the space, man. Really great, amazing people. And I mean, we know at least, 100 people that would just come to the show. 2 shows a week, man. I can't get everybody on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, it's nothing against anybody. I absolutely love everybody. And we got some big names hopefully coming here soon. I don't know when he's coming in, but I'll wait to announce that because that's going to be pretty special. But we got some big names coming in, and it doesn't matter if you're big or small. I'm not going to shove you to the side. I'm not going to disregard you. It's scheduling. Like, either you're scheduled in or you're not. If you're not scheduled in and somebody else comes in and schedules in, they get that place. It has nothing to do with who they are and where they are. Because that was one of the things the guy brought up is, I do, we do this and we're so amazing with this and we got this. That means nothing to me. I mean, that's amazing for you. But I'm the kind of guy we're the group that just wants to show people for who they are and give a good show. It's not about getting fame here. We don't care about becoming big influencers, getting all the numbers and stuff. This is a show we put on because we wanted to. We wanted to bring people together. We wanted to have a good sit down at the bar chat with our friends and get to know them a little better. You know what I mean?
And help people.
Yes, and help people. Absolutely.
Pretty cool. Posted that video. I wasn't expecting anybody to actually want to start a podcast.
Yeah. I hit you up like that fast.
Yeah. You guys both hit me up pretty quick. I was like, all right, well.
I was in talks with Melissa. I had actually reached out to her right before talking about I wanted to do a show, and I'm pretty sure me and Melissa are going to end up doing something, but can't announce anything that hasn't been completely. Yeah, but I was already talking with her, and then your stuff popped up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm wanting to get out in the spaces. I'm wanting to talk to people. I'm wanting to get beyond just coming in these X spaces and stuff.
Yeah.
Before we get away from here and we start closing up the show here soon, I have a few outside the box questions for you, Dag. I mean, I don't know how much you get asked this in other places, but what are a couple moments that in your life that's happened to you, it doesn't have to do with crypto. It doesn't have to do with crypto. It could be anything, but really amazing moments that really meant something in your life, that were amazing experiences that maybe don't get shared very often.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is my career change disaster that was a blessing in disguise. And it was one of those moments where I realized there are no coincidences, and we're not just all out here just because, for no reason. So I tried to have a career change to become an airline pilot like my dad. It's something that I always wanted to do, but the timing just kind of wasn't right. 9/11 happened, and it really was a negative thing in my life. My dad lost his retirement. The airlines got, it was a mess. They were firing airline pilots. Nobody wanted to fly right after. So it was a big, it was a big event. And as a little kid, I was like, I want to be an airline pilot like Dad. But then that kind of put a stop to that, where it's like, okay, maybe I'm not going to do that because this is not going well. But it was always in the back of my mind. But anyway, I don't want to, I'm a long storyteller.
How many hours do you have flying?
Like about 100 or so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, flying with Dad, hundreds as a little kid. That's what I wanted to do, But so
I mean, like logged in over 100.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm planning to. But so anyway, I'm a jazz musician because I joined the marching band in high school. I was homeschooled, and then I went back in like 11th grade. It's a long story, but so I'm really passionate about being a musician as well. But so I went that route. But it was always in the back of my mind. So got into crypto in music school, 2017, kind of changed my financial life. And then we're in 2021 after the pandemic. And I'm like, wow, there's these airline programs where it costs $100,000. You can do it. And it's, you're all set up to become an airline pilot and all this. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a big change. I think I can afford this now. So it'll be a great move. So I tried to do this thing, and it wasn't the narrative. Here we go with narratives again, was that we need pilots. So it's going to be a great thing. But a lot of the pilots went off on medicals in the pandemic, or they did early retirement because they're like, oh, I'm piecing out of this. But they came back after the pandemic kind of went away. Mm-hmm. They didn't need pilots that bad, is what I found. And anyway, long story short, the program I decided to leave after I had racked up a pretty big chunk of debt. The program was moving at like a fourth of the speed it was supposed to. And they're, we're sorry. So I decided to leave, and I'm at the lowest point of my entire life. I'm like, I just tried to do something I thought was smart and the best move ever. And I racked up more debt than I've ever had in my life. And then I just quit. And I didn't even get a private pilot's license when I was supposed to have all 5 certificates done in a year, but it didn't happen. So I decided to leave. I'm like, not okay. I go back, move in with my parents. I had been living on my own for like 10 years, no debt, stacks of cash, all my crypto. And now, I mean, I'm okay, but I've kind of got nothing. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm like at home in my childhood bedroom. Like, this really sucks. I don't know what I'm going to do. How did I get like this? I just don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm listening to Digital Asset Investor. And he's like, if you're leaving a job or you've been laid off, God forbid, you can roll over your old retirement tax-free into a crypto IRA at iTrust Capital. I'm listening. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Right now, today, I'm unemployed, but I had 10 years of retirement at my old job. I don't have anything else to hope for, and I don't have anything to lose. I am at rock bottom. I had to be in that situation to make that move. And that was a life-changing move. And then I actually was talking to my therapist when this all kind of went off, and I lost like 30 pounds in 3 months. I was not okay. I was not eating. I was not sleeping. like this, like a horror movie, like I ruined my life. But anyway, I'm talking to this therapist, and when it all went down, Trump got elected. We had the bull run of 2025. XRP put like a lot of my retirement in it under 50 cents, but I had a lot of XRP, Cardano, XLM from that I held from the other bear markets and things from all the way back then. But now this was like on steroids because I just put my whole retirement in, right? We rock it up and XRP does 700%, 50 cents to $3.50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, thank you, God. Drop to my knees. Like this is just amazing. I've never felt anything like that. It wasn't about the money. It was about there's somebody bigger upstairs who knows what you need and where you're going more than you do.
Got it.
So anyway, I'm talking to this therapist lady about how hard it was. And she's like, would you go back, and if you could go back in time, would you go back and not go to that program and trade places with yourself? And I thought about it. I took a long thought. I said, no, I wouldn't go back and change it. And she says, well, there you go. And it was one of those moments like, wow, I've never been a person who's into all the Zen and all that. I am a Christian. I'm religious, but that was a moment where I really realized there is something more to this whole life thing.
There's a path to the universe. Yes, sir. Yeah. You got it. We all have our past, man. And we see a lot of times that path when we stray off of it, we start to get the turbulence. And even if we're on the path and it looks terrible, I tell my kids this, I'm like, if you're on a good path and it looks like, you got to go through trouble, like there's a bush in your way, but God's steadily pointing you at that bush, go through the bush. There's a reason you got to go through that bush.
Absolutely.
Go through the bush. You'll be fine.
I'm the kind of guy who likes to be in control of my financial life, in control of my lifestyle. All that got flipped upside down, where it's like your control is completely gone. And that's just the way, I did not like it.
We've all had a little bit of a taste of that, I believe. Yours is definitely, that is a story that I think I've heard the story before, but I'm gonna tell you that's one that really brings light to crypto back in that day that people look at so badly, but you have such a beautiful memory of it helping turn your life around. You know what I mean? Like taking you from a low to a higher, elevation. Wow. So, and that's during the time.
No other way it could have happened. I mean, it's hard because it sounds like you're bragging but how else could I have it all happened within like 6 months, 700%, 7x your net worth, in make a move. There's no other way it could have happened. It's just amazing. It's crypto. It's God. It was, life, pain, suffering, and it just was unbelievable time in my life.
And that's a great story for people that are kind of down in the dumpster in the lows, right? Like I've told you guys a little bit about mine, but December of 2025 was one of the biggest lows of my life, and the past few months, coming up to that where I lost my mom and stuff. But like those are super hard times, right? But like you said, I'm sitting here waiting, going, is this going to change my life again? When my mom passed, that's the biggest low. I lost my fiance at that time as well. Like she didn't die. She didn't die. We broke up. we broke up. And it feels like the end of the world. You lost your mom, you and your fiance break up, you're in your own place now, and you're like, man, where's my life going? But like that's the time when I, turned to the universe and said, like, everything happens for a reason. God, give me a sign. And it's when I started packing away even more crypto than I've ever done in my entire life. And maybe hopefully I'm like you there, Dag, and I hit that 7x and 700x and life changes, but it's crazy what the universe has planned for us, it's just wild.
Yeah. I mean, and when that happened and it was time to sell like I did in October last year, I had been through a couple bull runs, and it also gave me what I went through to get that gave me so much respect for it, where everybody, oh, XRP is going to $10, Bitcoin's going to $500,000. I was like, hey, now I know what I just went through to do this. It's time to be appreciative and humble. And so it all had to happen like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you sold at the perfect time too. That's crazy.
Yeah. Blockchain backer, shout out to him. That man, I've gotten to know him over at the conferences and things. He is the most humble person who's just, if you don't watch him, you gotta check out his stuff. He is just so accurate. He's talking about the on-chain losses right now, showing how we're at the exact same points as other bear markets and things. That guy, he is just unbelievable to me, and he's just, to know him in real life as a person, he's just so humble for what a powerhouse he is.
I feel like I'm going through this same transformation right now, digital asset guy. I'm at like my low, and I'm in these last couple of years, I just turned to the universe and it led me here, brother. So I'm excited for my upgrade. I understand your feeling back in the day, because I seriously feel like I'm going through it now. So
wow. Well, it's God's timing. It used to be honest, I used to get really annoyed when people would say God's timing is perfect, even though I am a Christian. I just that always kind of made me a little like, well, yeah, but it really is. You can think you're behind and be looking at what's going on with everyone else, and then all of a sudden you got fast forwarded, and it's amazing. And it's, and I still have a lot of challenges I'm gonna work through, where it's kind of, I'm not sure. I think Melissa, we were talking about it on Dip a Toe about what our plans are for the future. Now it's a little bit where I have no idea what the plans are.
I've gotten to a point that I plan some, but I really know that God's going to take me wherever he's going to take me. And I guess like you were talking about, once you figure out that it's God's timing and it's kind of his path, it's like, you want to plan a big future. Yeah. But it's kind of like, I really, I can plan this thing, but it really depends on what he's really wanting to happen. What ends up happening.
I got major plans in my head.
XRP said, I got big plans, bro. Big plans.
Well, I can't do any of my plans yet.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one of my very best friends when I was in the rock bottom place, he was saying, well, it's all going to work out, man. I was like, man, stop saying that. I just got that more depth than I've ever had. I thought I was getting ahead. I thought I was going to do all this great stuff. And I got like real mad. I was like, dude, quit saying that. This is bad. This is the worst I've ever been. And then in like 4 months, it all went off and happened. And I was just like, whoa. And then I was like, remember that night where I got real kind of ticked at you, where you were saying it's all going to work out? Well, it did. And I can't believe, it really is amazing when things work out like that.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're pushing 9:19.
Yeah.
I've got one more question before we run the song. Does anybody else have a question for Dag before we get off?
No, I just wanted to say thanks, man, for coming on here. You let me on your show, and well, you're definitely one of my favorite people to watch on here. Your content's great. If you don't, I'm sure most people know who you are, and they love your stuff too. But if you haven't, go follow this guy, man. He's great.
Thank you. You're a huge inspiration to me. You're one of my favorite people. You've been like a father to me, XRP Dad.
Oh, daddy, oh, daddy.
Oh, daddy.
And you too, Henry. Definitely. Henry, I'm going to send it to you. I found a little video of us at 2025 XRP Vegas just the other day, stumbling through. That proves we met. Yeah, I'm going to send it to you.
Send it to me, man. I'd love to see that. Yeah, because, dude, I knew I ran in so many people. I met James. I met at 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. I met James at 2025. So, and the thing is, like, you meet these people, and if you don't continue to talk to them and you try to talk to them afterwards, they will forget you. It's very easy.
And Crypto God, I wanna meet you sometime.
Oh yeah, we'll meet with the mask off.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I don't know if we're going to do something in October because it seems like XRP Dad and Crypto is going to be busy. I'm going to try and get up to the Ripple Swell event, but we do need one of these events coming up here soon. We'll all end up being there. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I wanted to ask you.
That would be cool.
Out of all the places you've traveled, and I don't know if you want to answer it as far as a location that you've traveled or an event that you've went to, what was your most favorite experience traveling, doing something like that, whether it be the place or whether it be the event, whatever? What was that you enjoyed most?
Well, XRP Vegas 2025 was probably the most memorable trip that I've had, but it had nothing to do with Vegas. It was the people. At that convention. So yeah, it's kind of, I would have to say that because of the time in my life, that was a couple months after all that craziness happened. So going there, meeting my heroes, and that was my most unbelievable trip because of the time of my life it occurred at and the people who were there. But I mean, I love New York City, even though I wouldn't want to live there, but I'm a jazz musician. I like going. I liked Miami. It was the first time I went this weekend. I don't think I'd want to live in Miami, but heck yeah, I can go visit and get in some trouble and go to the beach and stuff. But, really, that's kind of funny. I've got friends saying you need to live here, you need to live there, and I think with the internet and the community and everything, I don't know necessarily where I need to live or if it matters. I love traveling and having experiences. But to answer your question, XRP Vegas 2025, but it wasn't about Vegas. It was about the experience,
the event, and the people. No, I agree, man. Like 2026, don't take me wrong, that was a lot of fun. But there was some essence in 2025 that wasn't there in 2026. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it's because a bull market compared to a bear market, that could have been 100% what it was. But dude, 2025 was really one of the really.
They were very different. They were very different. But dude, I had things happen at 26 that didn't happen in 2025 and vice versa.
Same here. I hung out with Wes Watkins and the whole Liquid Acre team, and this past Vegas trip that I didn't, we didn't really hang out that much at the other one. So that was like one of my favorite experiences, was hanging out with them. I mean, getting to meet Jake and hanging out with Dom and Phil and all that. That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't take me wrong. Getting Dom and Phil in the cowboy hats. That was, did you see the pictures of them in the cowboy hats?
Yeah, I did. Was that at the after party when the arm wrestling, or no, that was a different.
That was in Miami. Yeah. That was in Miami.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, in Miami. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys do arm wrestling competitions?
They did at the after party. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you guys something, and when we meet, we're gonna have to do this. But I have never in my life lost an arm wrestle ever. Oh, and I've arm wrestled some dudes with monsters, and I've never, like, people are just like, how'd you beat that guy? And my kids still to this day, like, they've seen me arm wrestle dudes and be like, oh man, I could beat you, and then I'm just like, dunk, and they're like, what?
About like
we gotta do that.
Right? Where the angle. Well, we'll have to have you. All right, I want to see you arm wrestle Dom Kwok.
Oh man, he's a monster. He's a monster. He is a monster. That'd probably be my biggest challenge.
Phil beat him. He needs to do Phil. Phil's the one to beat him, ain't he?
Phil, okay, you heard it here first. Yeah. Phil, Crypto God has challenged you to an arm wrestle.
Ooh, I'm gonna message him on Telegram.
Let's do this thing.
I'm gonna take a little clip of this and I'm gonna send it to him.
We're just gonna have to wait till next summer because the hockey season's coming. So I'm gonna be traveling all over North America.
That's okay. So. XRP Vegas is every year. Them boys will be there next year.
Oof, I better start pounding the weights.
I'm sure you like this Steelers mug, right? XRP Dad.
Oh, yeah.
When I was little, I used to take ice skating lessons at this place called the Isoplex near Pittsburgh. But one day, Mario Lemieux was walking in the parking lot. And my brother signed a jersey. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know if you saw it or not. There, did you ask that guy? But yesterday, my kid, like we had a session, just me and a couple kids. I was training, but we met Carter Hart from the was Philadelphia Flyers, now the Vegas Golden Knights. And yeah, we like super nice guy. Like it was incredible. He came out like we met him at the beginning. He took pictures and everything, and then at the end we were walking out with our gear, and he was walking out the exact same time.
Wow.
And I just said, "Hey Carter, how was your skate?" And he's like, "Oh man, it was a bagger." And he walked all the way from one end of the parking lot all the way over to us with all his gear. And we just bullshitted for like 30 minutes like dudes. And my son's like, "Man, it's like you guys were best friends." And I'm like, hockey dudes just get hockey dudes. And then he gave my kid a stick, and he's like, "Yeah, come see me. I'm here all week, and I'm going to this other rink on Friday. Come out." So we're gonna go see him again, go for a skate. So that's pretty cool.
Moments like that are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, you should have seen my kid. Like I'm not even kidding. He was like this, just shaking. He's like, "Dad, he's like, Carter Hart's my favorite goalie in the NHL. I never had a favorite goalie because I'm a center, but that's my favorite goalie in NHL now, and I'm getting a Vegas jersey and blah blah blah."
My brother and I, we lived and died with the Mighty Ducks movies.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, man.
That was our jam.
that's awesome.
What was it? The when he turned the puck sideways and hit it.
Oh yeah,
Knuckle puck.
knuckle puck.
Knuckle puck. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah.
And in all honesty, just so
It
you
would
guys know
knock
that
you
does. Just so you guys know that does not work. Just so you know.
I don't know, man. You're trying to make me disbelieve a Disney movie, and I don't know if I should.
Hey man, you saw that shot of the puck where I ripped it through the net, like it's literally hanging in the net.
Was bad.
That was
Burned
not a
the
knuckle
hole.
puck, I'll tell you that. I'm still shocked that happened. It was quite a long time ago, like probably 2 years ago. But we were screwing around at the rink, and my young guy, he ripped the shot, blew the glass apart, and thought it was the coolest thing he's ever done. And then right after I did it, so sorry, rink attendants, we really didn't mean to do that. It was just a bad day for them.
Funny.
Well, guys, we're getting to the end of the show. I'm about to play the video for the outro.
Good little
Digital Asset Guy, man, thank you so much.
Yeah.
XRP Dad, thank you for reaching out to Digital Asset Guy.
I had
Bring
to
him on the show. Digital Asset Guy, thank you so much for coming on the show. We
God bless you, bro.
Anytime we have a chance to have you on again, we'd absolutely love to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
had a nice turnout.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people.
yeah.
Anytime. Yeah. Or if you want to have a theme or something, yeah, you guys let me know what questions you all want me to ask people on the streets. Sometimes it's tough to like get some original questions.
We come up with some on the space the other night, and I don't remember what they were.
right.
Remember? Yeah. But I didn't write them down. I doubt you wrote them down.
Yeah, well, I probably did somewhere in my assistant. But yeah. If there's ever anything you all want to talk about or have a theme, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna tell you, next time you're down in Florida, when you're heading down, let me know. Depending on where you're at, you know what I mean? It's anywhere from a 4 to 5 hour trip. And man, sometimes it's nice to kind of just because I'm stuck. I used to be out doing stuff all the time because I was an electrician. But now I'm stuck in front of this screen all the time. I'm either doing stuff like this or I'm working on the projects and stuff. So yeah, man, I like getting out and doing stuff. So, and coming to seeing Digital Asset Guy, man, that's definitely worth it.
We're going to do it in the future. I've got some big plans where I want to like, do other meetups and organize things in the future. This next bull run, we're going to have to plan some cool stuff because the good times are coming, I believe.
Yes.
Oh man, we're gonna have to party, boys. Party hard.
I definitely want to hang out with you guys in real life when the bull run starts.
It will happen, guys. It will happen. Trust me. Like,
and I told you guys if the domino theory does play out and buying us a studio and we're just gonna be professional as hell.
There you go.
Yeah. Swear to God.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. Can you imagine us in an actual studio besides like this?
Our story is cool. We're like we're just different people. We're all different people, different backgrounds.
On the other side of the world. On the other side of the world.
You can be different people. You can come from different places.
Yeah.
It's the morals, the values, and the principles that you hold dear that bring you together.
Yeah, and that's
the truth.
This proves it right here. So
But like Henry, you and I are like a 13-hour flight away from each other, man. Like we're on the opposite sides of North America, complete opposite.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, yes, it's a long ride to come hang out with you. What'd you say, Nick?
Crypto really is amazing the decentralized nature, how it brings everybody together, no matter what, other countries, other people. It's just amazing. It really is fascinating.
Yeah, on Friday our guest was from Nigeria. Like he was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
it's
John
crazy.
O, I don't know if you've heard this dude or not. He plays on Stone Space, and they're different places. He'll play the guitar and stuff on their spaces. And so I was like, I like John O a lot. So I was like, man, I'd like you to come play on the space. And then we got to talking. We're like, oh, we'll do Friday for the artist. We'll do like a week breakdown of the week, what's happening in space. Then we'll have an artist. And so he come out Friday, and man, that was, I don't know if you've seen it, but dude, go and watch it. And even if you don't watch the week breakdown, because that's fun, but dude, go watch John O, man, because that was a good time with that dude.
Yeah.
And a good voice, good player, just really, really honestly good guy.
You can
I
jam
like
that
John
boy.
O. But
That boy
all right,
can
guys.
jam.
Well, thank everybody for coming to talk to me Tuesday. Again to the Crypto Bros Show. Thank you to our guest. Thank you to the co-hosts and all of us up on the panel. And God bless our community. And thank you for coming in. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you soon, Philly Quack.
No pressure, just good conversation. Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do this. There we
What's
go.
good, everybody? Welcome in. Pull up a seat. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Tuesdays and Fridays, 8 to 9. We keep it real. We keep it light. Nah, we not out here screaming at charts all day. Just three dudes talking real talk the right way. Purpose over noise, that's how we move. A little knowledge, a couple laughs, and the truth. We laugh at the chaos, we call out the games, but we still drop the info that actually stays. No fluff, no pressure, just good conversation. Building something solid for the next generation. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Come hang, come learn, come slow it down. Friendly vibes and real talk only. We laugh a little while we break it down. Tuesdays and Fridays, we locked in. Good energy, good info. Let's begin. Sometimes we go deep, sometimes we just chill. Talk life, talk lessons, talk what actually builds sovereignty mindset, but we keep it light. Abundance frequency without all the hype. We don't pretend we know it all. We just figure it out together, that's the call. If you laughing with us and learning too, then you're right where you're supposed to be, bro. It's the Crypto Bro Show. Come hang, come learn, come slow it down. Friendly vibes and real talk only. We laugh a little while we break it down. Tuesdays and Fridays, we locked in. Good energy, good info. Let's begin.